If you ain't at Starbucks using your EBT card, then where you at?
Just made it home from working all day, so I can pay taxes to help you pay for that.
Get a job!
I don't even know why I panicked so hard.
It's okay.
It's just hair.
I mean, no, it's not. Are you ready?
Can I cry about it first?
Stop being a bitch and come on!
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you feeling good about it?
I'm trusting the process.
Okay. You ready?
I know if I leave with the same haircut I've had, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. And it's like time to do something new.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything's fine and we're all fine.
We're all doing great.
We're all doing great and everything's fine. But
You
Kleenex,
can cry the whole
please.
time. It's okay.
Thank you.
I won't take offense.
What a girl. Beta girl!
I've seen 4-year-olds with more emotional control. Call me crazy, but this is the level of pussification that leads to a totalitarian government. I know I'm putting on my tinfoil hat, but it seems like people like this are put into positions of power so that it's easier to control the country through fear.
Hi, my name is Virgie Tovar, and I'm the author of You Have the Right to Remain Fat, as well as a few other books on fat positivity and body acceptance. When I think about what people might be surprised by or what you wouldn't think of when you think of eating disorders, I immediately think of being a kid. I was a kid in a larger body, a teen in a larger body, and also I'm an adult in a larger body. And the message I always got from my doctor was shrink your body by any means necessary. And it really felt like there was a sense of a don't ask, don't tell. So because I truly believed, right, and this is where I think the surprise comes in. I really believed that this was about my health. I really believed that my doctor was right. Because why would I believe?
The woman you just seen is named Virgie Tovar, and she was just hired by the San Francisco's Department of Public Health as a consultant on weight stigma. She just coined a phrase called the CRFI, a cake-related fat-phobic incident.
Oh shit, here we go again.
A cake-related fat-phobic incident, or CRFI, is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse. Inevitably, there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large, and that the person who's cutting the cake, almost invariably a woman, must do some disproportionate amount of labor in order to accommodate their need to feel superior. Let's take a look.
Can you do a little bit, just like, can you like scrape all the frosting off and cut it in half and give me 2 forks, because I'm sharing. Small, like a little bit more, like tiny, no, like less than what you're, smaller, please, smaller.
Let's take a step back and view what's happening through a critical feminist lens. CRFIs typically happen in environments where there are primarily or exclusively women. Women are disproportionately negatively affected by diet culture because diet culture maps onto sexism. Like many parts of diet culture, there is a significant performance component. You have to show others that you are being good. Controlling how much you eat is part of what it means to be a, quote, good woman. This kind of behavior is a way for people to keep other people in check through food moralizing, surveillance, and policing. These are the mechanisms that are at the core of diet culture and weight control. The idea that you can position yourself as superior to others through self-control and self-denial is super sexist. CRFIs have a history of creating a hierarchy among women and ultimately in maintaining misogynist expectations.
Fat bitches need to shut up, bruh. All respect and all honesty, it be a lot of the fat hoes talking. You fat bitches need to shut the fuck up. On God.
If a cake-related incident involves women, how did misogyny get dragged into this? How did men get involved in this situation? It sounds like she want to have her cake and eat it too. I know the snack cartels and Big Pharma love people like this. At least she ain't got to worry about OCD. She got to worry about obesity.
Where do you see the intersection really? What is your definition of health?
Yeah, that's really complicated, right? I think I want to talk about that question, but I want to start by saying that no one has to be healthy. No, right? Like, I mean, it's like, no, like there is no governing body that's like out there putting, you know what I mean? It's like no one owes anybody that in either the traditional sense of the word or any other more innovative or, more politicized, maybe even version of that word.
Your weight fluctuates, so staying in shape is an endless fight. So we're not arguing that it's not okay to be fat, but we are arguing that it's certainly not okay to stay fat, and it's definitely not okay to promote being fat as healthy.
So I think it's important to say, like, and I want to back up and bring in intersectionality and say, like, right, like, look at the disabled community, right? Like, I think people with disabilities have, and activists within that space have consistently been saying, like, I'm never going to be your notion of healthy. That doesn't mean I don't get to be a full human. You get to treat me some kind of way, right? And so I think that I love taking that principle within disability rights to fat activism and to understandings of fatness. So I want to start there, right? Like, no matter what size you are, you don't owe anybody else your health. But I mean, for me, right, like in an ideal world where, like, in an ideal world, there wouldn't be health-based gatekeeping at all.
Trust me, it ain't a single gate big enough to keep her. America's one of the fattest countries in the world. If anything, we need more gatekeeping. It's sad to see the downfall of the left. I mean, just 12 years ago, Michelle Obama was super health conscious and she was trying to reform school lunches. The left used to be health conscious. They used to be anti-big pharma, anti-big corporations, anti-big banks, and now that's just all changed. So when you talk about swing voters becoming more Republican nowadays, they didn't change. The Democratic Party changed.
This isn't just about food.
No, it's not.
This is sometimes people are born genetically larger.
Agreed. I didn't mean to.
No, I know you didn't.
Yeah.
But I want to say this to
RFK.
RFK. That's his name. Because you're setting folks up for shame.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying. Maybe you don't know you're doing. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say you don't know, you don't realize what you do to people when you say stuff like that, because it doesn't work for everybody. And I'm going to show you, sir, because I weighed close to 300 less than 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And without the Mounjaro, this would not have happened.
There you go. Take it off. Take it off.
I mean, just listen to what she's saying. She's basically saying instead of holding the government entities that are responsible for allowing companies to poison our food, we should just take more chemicals and team up with Big Pharma. It's oppressive to just work out and watch your diet, but it's empowering if you just take more pills.
And there you go. And I try to tell everybody, listen, this worked for me. This may work for y'all. You cannot take it out of people's hands if it can help. Because if we can keep people healthy, if we can get rid of diabetes, if we can get rid of all of the things cardiovascular, what's wrong with trying to do that?
Nothing.
You're wrong on this, R.
Also, the side effects are not horrible. But what does Kimberly Guilfoyle think of it? That's what I want to know.
You mean Ambassador Guilfoyle?
She's going to agree she got a body now.
Yeah. Where does Elon Musk come and RFK Jr., two medical experts? Who are they?
Elon's right on this.
Elon's right on this.
Yeah.
Also, maybe the brainworm will shrink.
Now, I'm not saying this stuff can't help some people. I'm not a medical professional, but I do think it's odd that an industry creates a problem, then sells a solution to that problem instead of just dealing with the root cause of the problem.
Johnson & Johnson is adding cancer-causing carcinogens to their sunscreens? That doesn't make any sense. Or does it? Let's take a look. Directly from the J&J website, they are doing a voluntary recall of Neutrogena and Aveeno sunscreen products due to the presence of benzene. According to the CDC, it is a chemical that is colorless, odorless, and highly flammable. What is it used to make? Lubricants, rubbers, dyes, detergents, drugs, and pesticides. And according to the American Cancer Society, benzene is known to cause cancer, specifically leukemia and other cancers of blood. So, Johnny boy, why are you adding it to our sunscreens? Well, if you look at their revenues, they have $81.6 billion in revenue, and only $14 billion of that is from consumer-facing products like Neutrogena and Aveeno. But the rest of all of this is from their pharmaceuticals and medical devices. And apparently, their growth is primarily led by its pharmaceutical business, specifically their sales of Imbruvica and Darzalex. But what does Imbruvica do? You guessed it. Treats leukemia. That's weird. That's suspicious.
It's an evil world we live in.
The green part is a fraud. They wanted me to step on the scale. This is not American. Not American.
What motivated you to come out here today?
We're supporting our child, Violet.
and her access to the medical care that she needs.
Yeah, we're here for her rights and her ability to be who she is. And she's not going to let anybody silence her, and we're not going to stand in her way.
What state are you from?
Arizona.
Okay. Are you concerned about how this case would affect Arizona, or do you think that would have an impact there?
Yes, 100% we're concerned, and we've discussed having to move, which we don't want to do, but Violet comes first, and her medical care and her medical needs come first, so we'll see what happens.
And what age do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans?
Violet told us when she was 1.5. She's been telling us since she could speak. So she knew since birth.
I think it was Elon Musk who said it right. If you're above the age of 18 and you get a surgical sex change, you're probably mentally ill. But if you're below the age of 18 and you get a surgical sex change, then your parents are probably mentally ill.
Congress just got caught trying to put $100 billion on our credit card. How long does $100 billion last? Probably all year, right? No. 2.5 months. And then they do it all again. Look at this. Look how many pages this is. It's 1,500 pages. They released it last night. We're supposed to read it and vote on it today. But no one read it except us. They tried to write into law that no one's allowed to look at Congress's emails. So if I get a subpoena, you get a subpoena, we have to hand our emails over. But Congress, if they get a subpoena, they don't have to. So if Trump wants to investigate the January 6th committee to find out what happened, you can't see the politicians' emails. If Nancy's texting Paulie P. about investment opportunities, no one's allowed to see it. Congress just tried to write a law that puts them above the law. I thought no one was above the law. Didn't they say that all last year? Congress is also funding a censorship program. They're giving money to the State Department to censor things that they don't like online. We're funding Congress to take away our free speech. And remember, vax mandates, they're back. Congress is funding more vax mandates, for the next pandemic. The section of the bill is called Pandemic Preparedness. Gain of function, the risky experiments that flew out of Wuhan and killed 1 million of us. Congress is trying to fund gain of function research again.
They wrote a 1,500-page bill and gave people 24 hours to read the bill. For reference, the Bible is 1,200 pages. Also in that bill was a 40% increase of the salaries of Congress members. This stuff has been going on for years, and it's about time the American people start holding these people accountable. Who do you work for? Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L, and give me the HBO special. That's a Help Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.